Okay, guys. Hello, everyone. I'm glad to see you here. And today we have a new format. It's conversation with practice English practice, and with us good teacher and linguist Maria. Maria teaches general and business English and particular interview. Interview. And Maria, please tell about yourself for more, and you can start.
Sure. Can you see my screen, guys?
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Так, на самом деле у меня первый слайд обо мне был подготовлен на русском языке, я планировала со следующего переходить на английский. Вот, меня зовут Мария, я преподаю, как Даша сказала, общий и бизнес-английский, имею более 5000 часов преподавательской практики, индивидуально, в группах, онлайн и офлайн. Я проходила курсы продвинутого бизнес-английского непосредственно в Великобритании, потом закончила там магистратуру по финансовому менеджменту в Эдинбурге. Также я работала финансовым консультантом в большой четверке в компании изначально британская PwC, вот, вела переговоры на английском, так что у меня большая академическая и практическая, так сказать, подкованность в этом вопросе. Вот. So now let's switch to English, if you don't mind. Today I'm going to give you some tips on how to make a good impression as a candidate and nail your interview in English. So here are the topics that we are going to cover today. First of all, I'd like to talk about how to start an online interview and how to react to different technical problems if you have any, because it comes naturally when we do it in our native language, but in English, you might experience some problems with that. Then I'll share with you how to what to do if you don't know the answer to the question and you want to buy some time in English. So useful functional language that you might use in such situations. Then we'll talk on how to make a powerful introduction as a candidate. And then we'll shift to how to prepare for and how to approach how to answer the most difficult, but at the first glance, the easiest question: why should we hire you? I'll dedicate some time to star answer technique. Probably some of you have heard of this one, and why you must follow it to increase your chances of getting hired. And then we wrap it up with what you should and what you should not say when you are asked this question. Do you have any questions? I'm pretty sure that some of you have struggled with this one. Myself, I did for sure. And then we'll finish with the closing statement. It's like your final saying at the end of the interview. So in order to show that your willingness to communicate with the recruiter and your openness to the position. So guys, have you got any questions so far? Is everything clear? Our agenda? Right. So let's start with this one. By the way, I'm gonna send you the presentation after the meeting, so you will have all this vocabulary with you. When we start an interview, when we start an online conference, the first thing you want to do is to make sure that the other person can hear and see you well. So you can just start with the very simple question: can you see me well? Can you hear me well? Is the sound okay? It's a very simple question, but you already show your willingness to communicate. It can happen that everything is okay on your side, but there are some problems on the recipient side, on the interviewer side. So, for example, you don't hear them, their camera is off. So a polite way to mention that would be to say that, I'm afraid I can't see you. Could you switch on the camera, please? Or I'm afraid I can't hear you. Could you switch on the mic, please? So it happens that the other person's internet connection is weak, and you can hear only the fragments of their speech. In that case, I advise you to use this phrase. Excuse me, I couldn't get what you just said. You're breaking up. Or this one, excuse me, you're frozen. Could you rejoin the meeting, please? When you say that someone's frozen, it means that you just see the image and the image doesn't move. So if you've been told that you have problems with the connection, in that case, you can say, give me a second, I'll rejoin the meeting. Yeah, like just hold on a sec. I'll switch to another Wi-Fi. Right, so then I can share with you some useful vocabulary, some useful functional phrases in case you don't know what to answer, like in case the answer doesn't come to your head straight away. And you need to win some time, you need to buy some time. It's very important because if you just keep silent, the recruiter might think that you are either incompetent or you simply don't know the answer. So I advise those very simple but useful phrases. Let me think, or let me think about it for a minute. Or that's a good question, really. Well, that's an interesting question. Or you can combine them. That's a good question, really. Let me just think about it for a minute. There is one useful phrase, like hang on a minute, which means the same thing, like just wait for some time. But I must warn you that it's only used if you have an informal interview. Like you'd better avoid it if you in a formal meeting. Right. So now we are moving to our first practical exercise. And now I'm gonna split you in groups of 2 people, and I want you to talk about your recent interview experience. Share it with your partner. So I want you to tell what you managed to do well and what you think you failed. Here is some functional language for this. When you talk about something that you did well, you can say, I successfully managed to, or I could easily talk about something. And there are a few tips on how to answer, how to approach something that you failed. I couldn't do something, or I didn't know how to, I found it difficult to. So, guys, that's the first exercise is you can see it in your Google Docs. So for the moment, I'll stop sharing the screen and I'm going to send you to breakout rooms. Daria, can you tell me how many participants we've got so far? Not including me.
Sorry, come again?
Yeah, sure. Oh, it's a good one. How many participants do we have so far?
Now?
Including me. Yeah.
9.
9. Excellent. So that will make 4. So don't worry, someone will get 3 people in the room. So because it's not an even number.
Sorry,
Right.
now 10.
Okay, then we'll make it 5. So Daria, you will join one of the pairs, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Right. So I'm gonna give you 4 minutes to discuss this question. And when you have only 30 seconds left, you'll get a notification before you'll be brought up to the main session room. Okay, shall we start?
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Anna, can you tell about these exercises? Because I looking for rules of this meeting, and if you repeat me, it will be okay. What about exercise?
I need to answer.
Okay.
On my recently interview, I think I have a little problem with question about postman. I think about get and post method. I think I don't repeat about it. About data, for example, in URL when I need to do get method. Yes, and but I think I was good with question about practice. For example, I have a request with different data and which cases I need to do with it. And I think I was good with it.
Okay, great. If to be honest, I don't know what I can say to you, and if it's practice, you can more tell about yourself. Maybe what else the same of you.
I think often I little nervous on the interview, and I have question on theory. For example, which technical design I can use on my work. And, for example, equivalent and technical and metrics. Yeah, but and how I can work with database, I think. It's most popular question on interview, and about API and different methods and different between patch and put. I think yes, you need to know it. Yeah, and what is the swap? For example, yeah, it was an interview about backend tester.
If you saw in Google Docs, have example, you can use these phrases. I successfully managed to. If it could easily talk about, you can start your phrases with this. You can start your tell. Maria, hello. With these phrases.
Hello, just don't pay attention to me. I'm just walking around.
Okay. Also, what about your background is so very interesting, and I'm also in Thailand, but it's you cannot see. I can trying about my experience, small experience. I could easily talk about maybe testing because it's so interesting processing in my job. I love testing. I love. Okay.
To know new people and to know about the experience.
Okay, I'm very glad, guys. Could you please give me a reaction, like a thumb up or something, if you enjoyed this activity, like if you felt good about doing it. Okay, so shall we move on? Right. Now, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. So now, once everything's settled and you have good internet connection and you see each other well, once you're given an opportunity to present yourself, I would like to share with you a few tips on how to make a good first impression. I would say that the most important thing is to give a first and last good impression, because that's how our psychics works. We don't always remember what happened in the middle, but we do remember what happened in the beginning and in the end. That's why it's very important. So I would advise you to thank the interviewer, to show your enthusiasm about the role, and show your willingness to answer their questions, and show your competence and fitness for this role. There are different ways to do that. I will give you an example how you could approach that. So, thank you for the opportunity to be interviewed for this position today, or thank you for the chance of being interviewed. I'm really excited about this opportunity, and I'm glad to have a chance to demonstrate my skills, my capabilities, and ensure you that I'm a good fit for this position. Right. We unfortunately we won't be able to cover all the interview questions, but I would like to draw your attention to this one. It seems like it's the easiest, but in reality, it's one of the most tough ones. Why should we hire you? And here comes our second practical exercise. I want you to have a look at these pieces of advice and negotiate with your partner and decide if it's a good thing to do when you answer this question or not. Okay, is it clear? Yeah. So now you can find it in your document, the second task as well. So for this one, I am gonna give you 5 minutes. I think that would be enough.
Круто. Очень классно. Oh, hello, Sergey. Maybe I can ask you about why should we hire you?
Well, that's a tricky question, and frankly, I've already tried to answer this one, but unfortunately, I failed. And to be honest, I have no idea about what kind of answer would work out in this situation.
I think
this is one of the most stupid questions that an interviewer can ask, in my humble opinion.
But you can answer interviewer if you say to interview it's a stupid question. You can't give this position.
Yeah, yes, of course, that's correct. But now, when the speaker, when Maria reminded me of this question, I remember I recalled the interview when I was asked this question, and that made me laugh. And this is the only reaction, the only response to this question. Yeah.
But what about
I
you?
tried to. Yeah, I tried to come up with some answers, and I don't know. I would love the speaker to give us some examples on how to answer this freaking question. Well, it's better to give one good reason why they should hire you instead of being too wordy. That's a great idea. However, I think that if there will be a single phrase, it might not be enough. Just try to imagine you are asked this question and you answer with a single phrase. Because I am patient and I feel aligned with company's values or whatever, and that's it. And then you'll end up listening to silence, because it's going to be a pause in your communication. I don't know. I'm not sure if that is a good idea. Something else. It's a good idea to use words like I am a good worker. I don't like this option because it's just a typical pattern of what you can say.
Yes, I agree with you.
It's nothing. It's nothing. It's just is the same as you would have.
Где, как вернуться?
Say that they don't have access to the Google document. So it's just here in the chat box. I can duplicate the link again. Can everyone see it now?
Now, now I see.
Yeah, Yulia, you've got a
I have a question. I didn't understand the task properly, I think. I would like to ask, should we use all advices or some of them were wrong?
Yes, that was the trick. Some of them were actually wrong, and your task was to guess which of them were like good advice, good pieces of advice, and which of them were not. Okay, I hope I managed to answer your question. So, guys, that's exactly what we are going to have a look at. Can everyone see the screen? Yeah. So, starting with this one. Actually, this one is not a good one because it's better to give at least 3 good reasons why they should hire you, but at the same time, you should be concise. So concise is like kratki, and make sure that everything that you mention here matches the job description and the company core values. So the second one, overall, it's there's nothing too bad about these words, but again, they're too general and they won't help you to stand out from the crowd. The interviewer won't be able to to set you aside from other candidates. So I would avoid those. You should give an example of significant achievement. That's yes. When you go to an interview, you always should have a proven track record of your achievements. Послужной список ваших достижений. That's like an important thing. So we've got many of you were actually wondering what exactly you should say answering this question. So it's actually this question can sound slightly differently. Why should we hire you, or why are you a good fit for this position, or what value can you add to the company? So I would advise you to prepare for such questions in advance before you go to an interview. So you, the best thing is to study the job position and research the company core values well. So when you talk about your achievements and things that help you stand out from other candidates, you should make sure that it's all matches, all your background matches to the job posting and to the company values. And again, mention around 3 things that help you stand out, like your personal characteristics, but matching to the job description and company's values. You should bring a significant achievement. I would stick to 1 in this case, but make sure that it's quantifiable. So, for example, you can say that thanks to this, and these actions, I've managed to bring 20 new clients in the last 6 months. Or by implementing this system, the sales have increased by 15%. Right? Well, and yes, try to put it in the words that other candidates won't do. So try to be original, but at the same time, not going away from the main point. So here I brought you 3 potential answers to this question. By the way, guys, can you see the text well? Yeah. So I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes to look through these answers, and I want you then in pairs critically assess them against those criteria that I've mentioned on the previous slides. Okay, so which you should make a judgment, which one you find more efficient and why. Okay, so now I'm just gonna give you a couple of minutes here in the conference hall. Just could you? In this case, it's fine if you need to use a dictionary.
Contributed.
So now I gonna send you to breakout rooms again. And guys, everyone has the access to the Google document, right? No problems with that. Good, good.
Alexei, hello.
Daria. Hello, hello.
Okay, we can start to complete this exercise, and I answer you how you think about answer for question for why should we hire you? What do you think?
Do you mean about these two? What is better?
Yes, yes.
I think the second one is better because we can hear, we can see here persons. What he do, what he achieve. 15% of something.
Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you because really in this answer, person says about his achievement. It's about future, 15%. And in the first answers, he says. I have some achievement, but I don't say what is it. Yes.
What exactly it was?
Yes. What exactly? Yes. But in the first phrases, what he say, I believe a perfect fit for this position because I think it's really I agree with you. Maybe we can talk about your answer for this question. How to say? Do you can you answer for this question the same?
The same like in the second answer.
Yes.
I don't know. It depends on goals of the company.
I agree. And vacancies, maybe, how would say, yes.
Not only vacancies, but values of the company.
Yes, because you will how would say you will relevation for this.
I understand.
Yes, for this company, and you company can share you. It depends of what you tell for the company. I can understand what about you. Yes, I agree.
Because you know sometimes I see that company want 60% of soft skills and just 40 for hard skills.
What about all soft skills? What you saw before?
Before what?
In vacancies. And what company wants? What company wants of you, from you?
Сложный вопрос.
Okay. Sorry. What do you mean about when you tell about soft skills and 16%?
It's mean who is I? How I communicate with each other? What is my reaction on conflict? How can I manage conflicts? It's a lot of things.
Search.
We have 3 seconds.
Okay, we can. Mhm.
Some of you have reasonably mentioned that we don't know the specific positions and specific job requirements and so on and so forth. Yes, but unfortunately we have like limited time today, and we can't go like that deep. But I just wanted to get your opinion on this overall. So here I highlighted like the good things of both answers. So I would say that they both help the reviewers see that the candidate stands out of the crowd. You can clearly see what their positive characteristics are. However, the first one is a bit too vague. Yes, they do mention that thanks to their actions, the company increased its website conversion, but by how many percents? So, and by which actions specifically? Like, we don't know. Whereas in the second one, we can clearly see that the increase was by 15%, and thanks to which actions? Full redesign of the company's website, application, and its social media pages. So I would choose the second one. Of course, there are some inaccuracies still. Like I can 100% ensure that. Like, how do you know that it's 100%? Like you don't back it up with that. But overall, this is a good one. So now let's move on, guys. I want you to share with me your reaction if any of you have heard of the star answer technique. Just give your thumbs up if you heard of this one. What? Yeah. I see that some of you have. Excellent. So basically, star technique is sorry. It's an interview answer technique where you follow a specific order of so you split the story in 4 different sections, and you provide a case as an answer. So first, you give a context. You you describe the situation in which you were. Then you state what your task was and what responsibilities that you had to take. Then the actions that you had to perform in order to solve this situation, and the result that that you've got and the whole company got. I in recent HR approaches, they now use also L in the end, so it's startle. If you want, you can add your learning experience. So how this situation helped you to change your ways? What can you now do differently? How can you transfer this experience to similar situation in the company you are applying for? Right, and here is, I'm going to give you just 1 minute. You can quickly look through this example. So that's what STAR is about.
Sorry, and I need to say my experience.
No. I just now, guys, just look at the screen and read the example that is provided. That's it. So, and I'm gonna give a few comments here. So, when you follow this technique, describing the situation, don't give too much detail. Sorry, I have this typo here, опечатка. It should be TOO. So don't give too much detail talking about the background of the situation. It's not like you have to be clear here, but don't spend too much time on that. And the task itself also be concise, but don't spend too much time. Whereas talking about your action, dedicate around 50 to 60% of the answer to this part and provide enough detail so the recruiter could understand it well and be logical and consistent in this answer, because that's the most important for them to see what was your active part in this situation and what was the sequence of steps that you took. And lately, the result is similar to what we have discussed when answering the why should we hire you question. Better back it up with the numbers and what impact it had to the company overall, to its market share, profit, employees turnover, текучка персонала. So that's an important one. But sometimes it's not that easy to understand if the question that they ask requires a case. So if you should follow this STAR technique or not. Now I'm gonna put you in pairs again, and I want you to have a look at these questions and decide if you need to give a general answer or a STAR answer, backing it up with a case. Okay? So, guys, any questions so far?
Yeah. Sorry, I don't understand.
Okay. So, the STAR is a technique. STAR is a technique that you need to follow answering interview questions, but only if you need to provide a case, only if the recruiter wants you to tell a story where you had a task, you took actions, and you got some measurable results. But sometimes you don't need to follow it. Sometimes you need to give a general answer. For example, if they ask you, how do you get on with your colleagues, or how do you cope with heavy workload? In these cases, you just need to give a general answer. What is your routine in such cases? But you don't need to describe a particular situation. And I want you to look at these questions in exercise 4 and decide for which of them you need to follow STAR methodology.
Hello, Tasha.
Hello again, Sergey. Okay.
I would like let you speak.
Okay.
This time.
Okay. I think for this case, for the STAR or not STAR, I think these questions tell me about a time when you were faced with challenging situation. How did you solve it? And you can use this method because you should tell about your situation. What about task? What about your actions and result? What a result of solve this challenging situation? What about second question? I think it's how do you handle conflicts, because it's concretics maybe answer because Maybe. I think. How do you handle conflicts?
Specific.
Specific, yes. Thank you.
Specific answer. Yeah.
Yes. How often do you face challenges at work? Do you have a strategy to cope with them? I think it's about routine, because challenges. I don't know. I don't know really. Maybe not. What do you think about it?
I think this question doesn't require the STAR model to be applied.
Do you usually set goals at work? It's also routine, especially the. Oh, Ludmila, hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Boring question.
Boring question. Yes. We're talking about, do you usually set goals at work? What do you think about the question? It's 4-star or not?
Question: do you work well under pressure? No.
Do you usually set
No.
goals?
Do you usually set goals at work?
I think it's a question need for answer in a STAR
Why?
technique. Because you can answer everything, but your future employer must to know about your concrete достижения, about your concrete achievements. Yes, I think, and you need to talk about it very concrete.
What about how you think? What about all questions here? What do you think about questions here 4-star?
Shall I answer, Dasha?
Okay.
I think that as I'm concerned, the questions that refer to routine and typical activities, boring tasks, and so on, do not require the SMART model to be used, such as tell me about yourself,
yes.
For example.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, what's your biggest weakness? So it's impossible, and it doesn't make sense to apply this approach when answering this type of question.
Also, I think it's maybe could you give me an example of goal you had and how you achieve it? It's concretical maybe answer, because in this question because in this question interviewer asked you about what about example and achieved. Okay.
That's interesting. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, we can go.
How are you doing, guys?
So productivity.
I'm glad. That's our main goal. So let's reveal the answers. Right. So here you can see which questions should be followed by a star answer and which are not. So usually, like it's a rule of a thumb. Rule of thumb. It's like a general rule, not very strict. If you have one of these vocabulary, like language markers in the question, like tell me about the time when, have you ever had, give me an example, or questions in past simple tense, talking about a specific situation in the past. How did you react to? How did you handle? How did you explain? So in this case, you should stick to STAR model. And if it's about something that happens on a regular basis, tell me about your typical day at work, or questions in present simple, especially that contain words like usually or every time when. So in this case, you don't have to use the STAR model. But however, sometimes you get questions like this: how do you deal with coworkers that don't cooperate or can't contribute enough? So in this case, it sounds like they want to know about your routine. However, you are not sure. Maybe in this case, a little example will be beneficial for your answer. What I recommend doing in such cases, you still give a general answer to this question, and then you do the following. You ask another follow-up question. Do you want me to tell you about the recent case that happened to me? Or I can provide an example of such situation from my experience if you'd like. So in this case, you make sure that you didn't miss a STAR question, and you show that you are willing to interact with the recruiter. So win-win tactics. Right. And the last practical task that we're going to have today is the question that I know that most of you don't particularly like this one. Is do you have any questions? So these are the examples of questions that people often ask, and I want you again discuss it in groups, which of them you find appropriate to ask, and which ones not. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Hello again.
Dasha, what's happening? Are you hitting on me, or what?
No. It's choose of Maria. It's not my actions.
I see.
Yes.
I see. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think you can start. Exercise 5. Do you have any questions? And what about questions good for ask to the interview, and not why and why not? What do you think?
Okay. First of all, I think that you definitely have to ask about your future responsibilities at the company, or in the role that you apply for. So the first question is a must.
Agree.
Did I perform well at the interview? That's a great one. If you think, or if you feel or you suggest that the interviewer that you are on the same page with the interviewer, and you think that they will be able to answer this question in the end. That I would rather ask this one.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on the answer, you can decide on your future activities, or probably on how to act further. Well, whether you need to add something, or probably try to deal with something that went wrong in the interview, or try to, I don't know, make the impression better in some way, if that is possible. What's the best thing about working for your company, in your opinion? That's a good one, because it means that, and this has to be emphasized, that not only you as a candidate try to introduce yourself and to present yourself in the best way, but also the company is interested in hiring you. So you are so both sides are interested, not just you as a candidate. That's a great mistake and misunderstanding that I see from lots of HR managers. So they think that only candidates are eager to get a job, and the companies, the potential employers, they have to do nothing to hire. So it's wrong. So I do not agree. So when they ask why we should hire you, or why should we hire you, why should I be the member of your team? Tell me about that, please. In return. That makes sense in my opinion.
Every my interview starts with that. The HR specialist share with me the benefits, the good things, the opportunity to grow in maybe, and so on. Not nothing to know from company side. I think it's not correct, because all my interview starts with the opportunities and benefits.
And what about questions here in this? Oh, okay, guys.
I a little bit disagree with performing an interview, because it's a little bit embarrassing for HR, for team leaders. Maybe they can't share your real opinion, and if you performed well, the HR specialist let you know soon. But it's a little bit embarrassing, I think.
Right. So, yes, let's discuss. The first one, what will be my main responsibilities? Please don't ask this one. It looks like you haven't read the job description. Like you could say, like a good one would be, what's the first thing you would like me to concentrate on? But if you ask about responsibilities in general, like it's not really good. Like I understand what you might want to ask by saying that, but it can make the recruiter think that you don't know what they expect you to do, right? But what should I concentrate on when I join the team? That's fine. What's the best thing about working for your company, in your opinion? That's a good one. Actually, it's good in a way that you show interaction and you show interest in talking to the recruiter itself, because like it makes it more natural, you know, like you show that he or she is a human being as well, and you want to get to know them and their company's values and culture, not only like reading their website, but getting this information straight from the people who are working there. So can you tell me a bit more about the team I'll be working in? That's a good one. Also, you can say, can you tell me what kind of clients or projects I will be exposed to? That's all good. Team, clients, projects, like, can you tell me which ones I will have to work with? That's good. Please don't ask about the holidays. That's not a good one. Right. Salary. In this section of questions, it's better to avoid talking about salary, because like if you are asked what are your salary expectations, then you can start looking at the industry and taking into account my experience, blah blah blah. So you can in this case you need to talk about the money and justify it, but when don't impose yourself. Don't start this question yourself. It's usually not well seen. This one, did I perform well at the interview? Myself, actually, I thought it's a good one. I really believe that. But last week I had a session with a HR coach, and I asked, what about this one? And she told me that it's better to avoid it because she said statistically, interviewers, they don't like it because the candidates look desperate when they ask these questions, like well, that's what she said, and she brought up some statistics about that. So, like, maybe, you know, there is also can be a miscommunication. You might want to think one thing, like what will be my main responsibilities, but they might understand it differently. They might get it wrong. That's why be careful and always put yourself in the shoes of your interviewer. Right. And this one is a super good, like it's always safe. How my success will be measured or what the KPIs are going to be. That's a safe one. Right. And here we are wrapping up with a closing statement. As I mentioned at the beginning of our session, that it's important to make the first and the last impression. That's what the recruiter will remember about you for sure. So again, thank the interviewer. If you can put it naturally, like you don't have to, but if you can do it naturally, mention that you enjoyed the process. Again, show the enthusiasm, and again, stand that you're a good fit for the position and you're willing for work for this company. And in the end, say that you are ready to provide more information about yourself if they need it. So the answer would look like it's a sample. You can modify it, but you can stick to something like this. I just wanted to thank you for inviting me today. I really enjoyed the interview and how it was conducted. I generally would like to be a part of your professional team, and haven't learned much information about your company. I can confidently say that I'll be a great fit for your team. And please don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions and you need any further information about me. So, guys, that's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I would like you to share some feedback on our meeting and tell me if you have any questions.
Thank you so much. It was very interesting, yeah, and useful.
I do hope that it will be useful for you for your interview process in the future. What can you tell me? What did you find particularly useful and something that you haven't known before? So probably something that you think you will definitely apply.
For example, for me personally, I didn't know that these star techniques even exist. I believe I used these techniques, but not intentionally. I didn't know that there is the name of these techniques that is existing. So thank you. Now I know.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for your hard work. I really appreciate that. So now I think I'm gonna give the word, pass the word. Sorry.
I want to say it's I want to say as a host of this event, but it's really interesting and useful for people who wants to look at new opportunities in IT specialist and in the broad, and I think it's really so interesting. This format, because this format configuration with practicals and so comfortable.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. So, Daria, I wanted to pass the word to you now.
Yes.
So.
Okay, guys. Now I switch in Russian speaking. Всем спасибо за участие. Огромное спасибо, что не побоялись, пришли, поучаствовали, поболтали, что-то новое узнали. Как я ранее уже писала в посте, я хотела бы рассказать про... Вот, Владислав пишет, спасибо большое, Мария. Я хотела бы рассказать про Марию немножко больше. Соответственно, контакты Марии я оставлю у нас в чате, в Телеграм-канале, точнее, если кому-то будет очень интересно. У Марии есть разговорный speaking club, также она является ведущим лингвистом и, соответственно, тичер обычного английского, точнее, главного английского, general английского и бизнес-английского. Она готовит IT-специалистов для того, чтобы проходить интервью, те, кто хочет, соответственно, работать за границей. И, соответственно, да. Так. Ага. Да, и, соответственно, те, кто хочет по этим представленным темам, то, что вы хотите готовиться к интервью, какая-то у вас рабочая коммуникация, да, допустим, вы работаете с коллегой, кто там с другой стороны, например, у него непонятный акцент, да, как взаимодействовать с коллегами, да, работа в команде и так далее. И, соответственно, Мария, она специализируется как раз только на IT-специалистах. Поэтому, если кому-то нужно будет, вы можете писать мне. Все контакты я скину в нашем Телеграм-канале. И, соответственно, я, опять же, хочу поблагодарить всех. Хочу поблагодарить Марию. Опять же, Мария пишет о том, что спасибо большое. Это было реально полезно и классно. Очень рада, что вам понравилось. Будем стараться делать такой формат больше и больше. Мария, тебе огромное спасибо большое за то, что ты провела такую реально крутую встречу. Ребята, если кто-то еще, может быть, хочет сказать какую-то обратную связь дать или просто что-то сказать, не стесняйтесь.
Да, презентацию я вышлю.
Да, супер. Тогда презентацию тоже скину в Телеграм-канал. Тогда, если кто-то стесняется и так далее, всем спасибо и хорошего вам дня.
Спасибо. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.